Hello, welcome to my video. My name is Jaki and this is my midterm test for poetry. In this video, I'm gonna reaction poem by Naomi Shihab Nai and entitled Famous. Okay, before we get started, you need to know about her. Naomi is a poet, songwriter, a novelist. She was born to a Palestinian father and an American mother. She began composing her first poem at the age of 6 and has published and contributed to over 30 volumes. Her works include poetry, young adult fiction, picture books, and novels. And she has won many awards and fellowship like Pushcart Prizes, Jane Addams Children's Book Award, the Patterson Poetry Prize, and many notable book and the best book citations for the American Library Association. Wow, a lot of awards he has. Okay, let's get started. And this is Famous.
The river is famous to the fish. A loud voice is famous to silence, which knew it would inherit the earth before anybody said so. The cat sleeping on the fence is famous to the birds, watching him from the birdhouse. The tear is famous, briefly, to the cheek. The idea you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom. The boot is famous to the earth, more famous than the dress shoe, which is famous only to floors. The bent photograph is famous to the one who carries it, and not at all famous to the one who is pictured. I want to be famous to shuffling men who smile while crossing streets, sticky children in grocery lines. Famous is the one who smiled back. I want to be famous in the way a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole. Not because it did anything spectacular, but because it never forgot what it could do.
Okay, good. I think this poem passed on imagery. What is imagery? Imagery means to use figurative language to represent objects, actions, and ideas in such a way that it appeals to our physical sense. Okay, we have a look at the first line when she says the river is famous to the fish. This might take some analysis to figure out but it makes sense to consider the importance of the river in the life of a fish. It's what they live in and very likely thinks about all the time. It's the most important thing in their world. Yeah. Okay, next, in the second line, she says the loud voice is famous to silence. It's different, but not so much, so that it isn't related. This time, she said that the loud voice is famous for the silence that interrupts. Without a loud voice, the silence wouldn't seem noteworthy. It needs to be interrupted to be noticed. Okay, move to fifth line. She says that the cat sleeping on the bench is famous to the bird. Watching him from the birdhouse. Okay, the speaker explained that the cat is famous to the birds. It's like they watch him constantly from the birdhouse. He's the most important thing in their world, a danger they have to keep an eye on. And in the line 10th and 12th, she says that the boat is famous to the earth, more famous than dress shoe, which is famous only to floors. It's used to describe relationships between the boats and the earth, and that between the dress shoe and the floors. Fame in this poem can mean different things to different people. But in this example, the boat is more famous as Earth is everywhere. Then I've got something different in the line 15th and 18th. I wanna be famous to softly man. Famous as the one who smiled back. I think this poem switches over into the first person perspective in the next stanza. Here, she refers to herself and her opinions of fame. She doesn't want to be famous in traditional sense. She'd rather be important to suffering men who are overlooked by the rest of society, or the sticky children whose parents are distracted in the grocery lines. Smiling back at them might accomplish this for her. Maybe. Okay, and we're in the last three line. She says, I want to be famous in the way a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole, not because I did anything spectacular, but because it never forgot what it could do. I think it's metaphor. The speaker creates a metaphor comparing fame to the way a pulley or buttonhole work. These things are life-changing or life-ending. They're simple, helpful contractions that make life a little easier. And the speaker is saying through these lines that she doesn't need to change the world. She just needs to have a positive impact to the other people. Okay, after listening and reading this poem, I got summary that she's like creating a new definition of what fame is. By doing so, she's hoping that the readers or listeners will reassess what important in life and what it really means to be famous. Wow, a lot of meaning in this poem. Okay, I think enough for this video. That's all from me. I really hope you enjoy it, and thank you for watching, and bye.